Welcome to episode 72 of Swiss Army Sports. Today is June 25th in the Big 26. I'm your host, Will Spain, former long snapper for the Troy Trojans, Osby Governors, and partially Houston Cougars, joined by my side, former offensive lineman for the Hendricks College Warriors, current man of electricity, Luke the Duke Wallman. It is just us two again today. It's just, two balls and a sack, brother. That's all it is, No room for any extras. But we hope to get our panel back at some point, but as of right now, that's just not the case. Let's go to our short agenda today. Cooler Bull, NBA draft thoughts. We had the NBA draft over the past 2 nights, first and second rounds. NASCAR picks at Sonoma, yet another road course for NASCAR. Y'all know I'm not that big on that. World Cup recap from match days 13 and today's match day 14, well, at least what's happened so far. World Cup round 3 picks. Should have been match day 3. Shout out producer. We have I believe 2 more days of non-knockout fixtures.
Yeah, I think
2 more days.
Yeah, Saturday's the last.
And he didn't even put all of them on there, I don't think. No, he did not.
We're just gonna
we'll free ball it after you see the graphic. And then hot and not. Obviously it's a cluster, you know what. Shout out producer, man. Thought you could have at least done that. Cooler Bull. Chase has officially made the worst Cooler Bull take on the pod.
My God.
And that's what I'd be referring to here. And I think we all said cool, unfortunately, so it's kind of a bad look on us too. But at least we didn't make the take. Chase, if you recall, one of the first Cooler Bulls said that South Africa's tournament was over after the game against Mexico, the 2-0 loss. He could not have been more wrong. South Africa goes on to beat South Korea last night.
Yeah.
And is now locked in their spot in the knockout round. So this is just kind of a cool little jab at someone who couldn't be here today on the panel. And I cannot wait for him to hear that this is my Cooler Bull. Luke, I have to ask you, though. Is this cool or is this bull?
This might be bold, but no, I'm kidding. This is a completely cool take. I was kind of shocked that South Korea ended up losing that game.
Yeah, I was too.
So, shout out South Africa. Did I read something that this is the first time they've qualified for the knockout?
Yeah, first time they've qualified for the knockout stage.
So,
yeah, I saw a guy, the media personnel from Korea asked the South Korean manager if the team had food poisoning because that was the only possible explanation for what he saw last night during the game.
That's fair.
Yeah, it was fair. It was an absolute poor performance from the South Korean team. Luke, what's your Cooler Bull take?
This is kind of just off of me opening Instagram 20 minutes ago. The MLB should step in and elect the deserving starters for the All-Star game. If you go down, Alejandro Kirk is a finalist for the All-Star voting. It'll probably win because of Canada. And he has played 13 games this year. Every single starter in the AL has a Blue Jay, and they have sucked this year. Every starter in the NL either has a Brave or a Dodger, which would kind of seem fair, but there's no Jordan Walker. There's no Corbin Carroll. I think they already said Shohei Ohtani's a DH. So there's no Schwarber, which I think he should be the GH. JJ Weatherholt, who's literally got one of the highest WARs in baseball outside of Ohtani and Judge, not there. He was 8th in All-Star voting. Those are just my 2 because I'm Cardinals fans. But Nunez if y'all know the Barrel Blunder Award, he's in that race. He's hitting 300. He's been playing great baseball. He's not in there. It is an absolute travesty what they've done. They need to fix this immediately. They won't do it, but they should. So that is my take.
I do not care about this nearly as much as you do. But it is cool because it's maybe the reason why I don't care so much because I kind of find it as a joke what the All-Star game has come to in the MLB. They used to actually play for something, home field advantage in the World Series. Went away from that. They've gone to fan voting.
I think every All-Star game in pro sports should be that.
I agree. It would put something behind the product.
Yes.
And
generally your all-stars are on teams competing to win a championship.
Yeah.
So
it means something if you do that, and then the fan voting aspect is it's just horrible. It's an absolute shit show in the MLB All Star voting right now. Yeah, so it's an absolutely cool take. Hey, both cool takes today. For me and Luke as we now delve into the NBA draft. The first overall pick, AJ DeBansa to the Wizards from BYU, Darian Peterson from Kansas to the Jazz, and Cameron Boozer, forward of Duke, to the Memphis Grizzlies. Round out are your top three. So, Luke, I do want you to kick us off and highlight who are at least, let's go 3 winners and 3 losers from this draft from the NBA.
I'm going to kind of go off the first round just in general. I think a winner is the Kings. They got A-Cup at 7. Having 2 guards taken before him, I kind of get Keaton Wagler. The size, he's a lot bigger than A-Cup, but Michael Brown, who barely played this year, I think A-Cup is far better than Michael Brown is going to the Nets. I don't know why the Nets didn't take Darius A-Cup, but that would be one of my winners. And then I think the Mavs reached on Morez Johnson. I really do, because I honestly thought he'd go with the Haynes Steinbach area, the 15-16 area. And I mean, they reached on him at 9, and I guess Dusty really likes him. And then who else? I would say my other first round loser would probably be the Heat, because I kind of see what they're doing. Or sorry, Milwaukee. Milwaukee's trying to get their next Giannis with Nate Ament, which plays. I'm not gonna say you just like him, but he's got the same build. Coming into the NBA extremely skinny. So that would be, yeah, I see what they're doing, but that's my final loser. Let's see. Sorry, I got to look at the later rounds. All right, I got a winner. My other winner is going to be the Sixers. They got Tyrese Maxey Jr. You got LeBaron Philon Jr. He plays just like Maxey. I mean, dude's an absolute dog. He shoot the ball. He's probably going to do what Maxey did. He's going to come in, be okay. And then he's just going to absolutely explode. So because he is the definition of an NBA player, he's a shot creator, shoot the ball from outside, all that good stuff. Then I hate to say it, the Thunder at 12, they got Ade Mara. I mean, they could not stop Wemby with Chet Holmgren and Hartenstein, and then you go out and get the best defensive center in college basketball, who is 7'3", might I add. So that is an absolute L, or absolute W, excuse me. Because that dude, he's a beast. I watched him all year. He's an absolute beast. And then number 14, I do like, or my number 3 pick, I do like Haynes Steinbach out of Washington. He was a really good player this year for them, averaged a double-double. He's an absolute beast in the paint. I think he might turn out to actually be something. And don't get me wrong, and for the Hornets, they also got Christian Anderson Jr.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. So I hate how they do this because they put the logo.
Yeah. One of my losers is the format of the NBA draft regarding their trades.
Yes.
Every other sport
shows the logo they're on.
The actual team that he's being traded to drafts the player. For some reason, in the NBA, we are having the old team technically draft the player for the team he's going to. So he throws on, let's say, a Nuggets hat, but he's actually gotten traded to the Spurs. It's so dumb. But yeah, I'm kind of with you on the Hornets being an absolute winner for this draft. But I'll just start it off. And surprisingly, I like the Memphis Grizzlies in this draft. Yeah, I think they absolutely won this draft. They're one of the winners. Cameron Boozer at 3. Now, we're not that big on Boozer. Yes. However, at 3, on paper, he probably is the best player available. Yeah. What I really like what Memphis did was later in the draft, getting Karim Lopez from the New Zealand Breakers, guy to Mexico. Mm-hmm. I think he's a very underrated forward in this draft, and a lot of people were kind of shitting on Memphis for that pick. But I like the move, that direction that they're trying to go with Karim Lopez. And then honestly, my favorite pick of the entire draft for Memphis, even though it was coming off some injuries of ACL. Yeah. But I love Richie Saunders out of BYU. Absolute sharpshooter. Kind of reminds me a lot of Cam Spencer, who's already in Memphis. Those two could absolutely be a dynamic tandem, off the bench kind of, shooting guard for Memphis. I think they're going to be pretty solid this year, starting their rebuild in Memphis and trying to keep this team in the 901.
And also, they essentially took all the second round draft picks they got and traded for Isaiah Stewart.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's better than any second round pick they're going to be. Also, they're about to sign a 20-year lease to stay in Memphis.
Oh, love it.
So, yeah.
Absolutely love it. Another winner I would take away from the night would be, you hate to say it, but it's Oklahoma City. I mean, they got a Daymara. They got Bennett Sturts traded to them in the first round.
See,
yeah,
the logo thing.
yeah, the logo thing.
I'm going to another site.
You honestly have to. Again, this is a pain in the ass to read. I like Otega Owe. I mean, the Thunder got Otega Owe in the second round.
Another Kentucky guard that probably will pan out for them.
Yeah, the Thunder are an absolute winner for me. I'll just stick with two. I'm not as versed on the NBA ball knowledge wise. I'll say an absolute loser in my mind are the Minnesota Timberwolves. I didn't like what the Timberwolves did in this draft. That's just me personally. I hated, and I know it was a late pick, but I hated the Trey Kaufman-Renn pick. I don't think he's a very talented forward, very NBA-ready guy. It just didn't make much sense to me. And I'm pretty sure, let me look at this. Yeah, they got Isaiah Evans out of Duke, who I thought was an okay prospect guard. I mean, kind of took,
he's a great shooter.
Good shooter,
That's about it.
but I think he'll be maybe a role player at best. Just very underwhelming for Minnesota. Also, I thought it was decently underwhelming in terms of first round picks. I think the Brooklyn Nets taking Michael Brown Jr. over Darius Acuff, Kingston Flemings, Braden Perry, and Morez Johnson Jr. Hell, you can even throw Axel Lindenborg in there. Is absolutely atrocious. I thought Michael Brown Jr. was a solid player, but not a top 6 pick for this NBA draft. And it just shows how poverty the Brooklyn Nets will continue to be. It just is a team that needs to relocate and kind of rebrand. They need to get away from whatever curse this Nets moniker is holding to them. Any final thoughts here on the NBA draft, Luke?
Also, I just kind of want to throw this out there. I know you said Minnesota. Did you see who they traded for today?
I did not.
They got LaMelo Ball.
Actually, I saw that they traded for LaMelo Ball. A move that makes a little bit of sense for Charlotte because they wanted to offload his contract. But
I know.
Why did Minnesota take this on?
I don't know. They're gonna have two absolutely ball dominant guards. I get namesake. They're both great scorers, but you gave up Naz Reid, 4 first rounders, and 3 second rounders. I mean, I think they're trying to go all in because this is one of Rudy Gobert's probably last years, I would imagine. So that's why they offloaded Randall. I thought they were going to go out and get Giannis, if I'm being completely honest, because when they offloaded Randall and got rid of a lot of cap, I was like, oh, they're going big or going home. But I would think any other player might be able to work. It probably will work, but LaMelo's super ball dominant. And I mean, honestly, if you're the Hornets and you're getting that package, you're getting Naz Reid plus 7 picks, you can easily flip those 7 picks for another point guard who is.
What I like the Hornets did here is you saw a little bit of promise from their young core, which Ball was I would say a crucial part of this young core. However, you're postponing it maybe 1 to 2 more years, and everyone's at least they are trying to find this Oklahoma City format that the Thunder did. So I really liked this move from Charlotte.
And they still have Kobe White, who was an absolute bucket. And people kind of forget Brandon Miller coming back really skyrocketed them into their run. And I mean, if they're going to say, hey, Brandon Miller, you're going to be that guy. You're going to be the guy you were at Alabama. You're going to be that guy for us. We can live to have a pass first point because you still got Con Kneppel. Now you have a center in Naz Reid who's a really good center.
Yep.
So, I mean, it's going to be – I think they'll still be fine. They'll be like a 7 seed probably depending on –
But I think this really sets them up to be true threats in the East for 5 – and, fast forward 2 years for the next 5 years to come.
Yes. No, I completely agree.
Hit Boss Food Max 250. That's Sonoma wine country. Another fucking road course in NASCAR. Who do you think I'm going to pick? Well, running the number 9 car in the O'Reilly series is Shane Van Gisbergen. And by damn it, he is fucking due. So I'm taking Shane Van Gisbergen to win at Sonoma. Surprise, surprise, Luke. Who did you take?
Yeah, Sheldon Creed had a great showing last week.
He honestly did. He had a good road course.
So, I mean, he's so due. I took it all. I stepped away for a week, and it was just too much on my heart. I had to come back. So Sheldon Creed is going to win this race.
I love it. And who did we pick in the Cup Series race? 3, 2, 1. Shane Van Gisbergen. There we go.
So, dude, it's not even funny.
At this point, I've picked him every road course, and he hadn't won yet.
Yeah.
This dude is so due. He
know.
needs this win. He's actually been running well on non-road
I know,
courses
which is
this
so
year.
weird because he's in the top, what is it, 15, 16
Yeah,
for the chase
But he
stuff?
really needs a win at one of these road courses to submit himself in
Solidify
the
it,
chase, and I think he can absolutely get it done here at Sonoma. Maybe it'll help the betting prices out a little
I
bit.
know, but it'll drop to like
At
400.
least at plus money. I mean, at the past couple races, it's been minus money, and I'm not just willing to take that.
Especially for NASCAR.
Yeah, because anything can happen. Because I mean, this dude hadn't been winning.
I
So
know.
World Cup match days 13 through 14. It was our first day of double concurrent games, and it delivered. It delivered big time. Not gambling wise for me at least, but excitement wise for sure. And we started off with absolute bangers at 2 o'clock. We had Bosnia and Herzegovina against Qatar and Switzerland and Canada running concurrently. This was a game that on paper was dominated by Bosnia and Herzegovina with a 3-1 win over Qatar. But Qatar had a couple of really good chances to try to even this game up, especially when it was 2-2 or 2-1, excuse me. Had a couple of absolute screamers, and they were super pressing towards the end of the first half, which was able to get them that goal. 54-46 on the possession. Qatar actually had technically more expected goals, but was outshot by 5 shots by Bosnia. Goals in the 29th by, I'm not even, 29th. The 34th and a goal in the 80th for Bosnia. Hassan Al Haidos, who I could actually pronounce that name, in the 42nd for Qatar. Qatar is going home. We kind of expected this. Bosnia, they'll be facing the Americans in the round of 32. What did you take away from this Bosnia team as they conclude their group stage run? And what did you take away from this game overall?
So I will say this. I'm glad they qualified because the U.S. is going to actually not play someone who's really good. They're not the greatest third place team. Was not able to watch because I was at work. But yeah, I think the U.S. got an extremely favorable draw, and we can have some stuff go right tomorrow. I think it is. We might be looking at an absolute path. So
we might be. An absolute banger of a match.
Yeah.
Switzerland versus Canada. Vargas and Manzambi got it done for Switzerland, the 46th and 57th. David in the 76th for Canada. Canada, I mean, if you look at the momentum that Canada dominated the second half. I cannot believe Canada did not get the equalizer. They were outpossessed 55-45 on percentage, but had half a more expected goals than Switzerland, had 7 more shots and 9 more touches in the opposition's box. That second goal Canada gave up in the, all the goals were in the second half. But that second goal in the 57th minute should have easily been saved. I think this should have been a 1-1 draw, if not a 2-1 Canada win. I thought Canada looked the better side, especially after the halftime break. But really, ever since the 40th minute mark, I thought Canada looked the better side. What did you take away from the end of Group A? How do you think Canada and Switzerland are going to fare in the knockout stages?
Yeah, I cannot believe that was not a draw because I watched the last 20 minutes of this at work. I mean, Canada had so many chances to score, and they had the header. They also had the not screamer, but they had the shot from opposite side that the dude just saved, and it came literally down to the last second of Canada shooting on the net, and I was very shocked because I kind of thought Switzerland it went. I thought they were going to dominate. I honestly did, and I mean, I don't know because I don't think Canada, in terms of, I'd have to look at it, but in terms of second place teams, I don't know if they're the greatest or not. But what am I looking at? Oh God. But I don't know.
They got a good draw. They played South Africa.
Oh God. Yeah, they'll win a game. And then who's Switzerland? Switzerland will play undecided, a third place team somewhere.
Let's pull up football right now. They definitely, I think this is kind of set in stone for Switzerland at least. Sunday at 2 o'clock, Canada plays South Africa. Switzerland drew, drum roll please, a third place team. I think it's rumored to be
how do we look at that percentage thing?
Yeah. So hold on, the New York live World Cup knockout bracket. All right, let's see. USA Today. Shite. think it's the BBC has it. Pause. But oh, okay. Here we go. See if there's a link on this tweet. There is. All right. Yes.
All right,
There
there
we
we
go.
go.
There we go. We need to be looking at this. As of right now, they would draw Algeria. Favorable
Okay,
matchup
yeah.
for them, but
But-
they would have to play the winner of Croatia and Colombia as it stands.
But that also, I know with some of this, like some of the games, like Algeria's only played 2 games.
Yeah, there's been a lot
So-
to have happened, but I definitely would rather be on that side than the Netherlands Morocco side. That
Yeah,
Canada,
that's
South
absurd.
Africa, I mean, that's an absolute gauntlet of a group. So yeah. Moving on, Morocco and Haiti actually ended up being an absolute banger
Oh, I
of a
know.
game.
Lots of goals scored.
Lots of goals, 4-2
my
for
God.
Morocco.
What was that guy doing for Haiti at the end of the game, saving that? It
Yeah.
was like gonna be a goal kick, anyways. I'm pretty sure.
I'm not 100% sure. And then like the goalie came out, and
I
all of
know.
a sudden now
And-
Rahimi or Yassine puts it in.
Vegas made
The call to cover that 1.5. Yes. Yassine in the 89th, Rahimi in the 78th, Sabari in the 45th, +1 of stoppage time, and Hakimi in the 39th for Morocco. Bono got the own goal in terms of Morocco for Haiti, and then Isidore with an absolute screamer in the 43rd. This game was dominated by Morocco. They should have had, I mean, it should have been way worse. But Haiti put up good fight. It was a good first, World Cup. Not first World Cup, but they almost got their first points. Anyway, it was a good showing for the World Cup
Yeah.
for Haiti. But this Morocco side, they've shown they
Mhm.
have the ability to threat. Let's look at where Morocco stands right now. They
playing
would be playing the Netherlands.
That would be
Yeah,
so
so I think it's a tough draw for Morocco. But how do you think this Moroccan side could fare against the Dutch?
yeah. I mean, because they'll either draw them or Japan. So I don't see it faring very. I don't know how that works. You're a first place team drawing a second place team.
Yeah,
But some of the first place draw third places, so don't really know how that works. But anyways, that is a completely terrible draw to draw Netherlands or Japan. That's going to be a tough group because, like, for example, the U.S. draws Bosnia. Obviously, I don't think the U.S. is on the soccer level of the Netherlands, Japan, or Morocco, and you got those three potentially going to play each other. I mean, it's such a crappy draw.
I
So,
think we're better than Japan, but
but like the soccer, like,
yeah.
you know what I mean, like culture, all that stuff, and so it'll be very interesting. I think that Morocco could come out of that. I also think the Netherlands could come out of that. That is going to be an absolute toss-up because Morocco's looked really good in this tournament.
Moving on, Brazil just
Yeah.
outclassed Scotland 3-0. Scotland hanging on by a thread, though. They are still technically one of the third place teams
They
that
just
would
need a
qualify.
lot of losses.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough for them. They are currently the last team in, so they could not afford Belgium, Cape Verde. I mean,
Senegal.
or you could. They're really hoping Paraguay loses by a goal or more. Algeria loses by a goal or more.
And Algeria's got to play. Is it Austria?
Yeah, they play
So
Austria.
I mean, that
yeah,
very well could happen. Paraguay's got to play Australia.
Australia. Yeah, they play
Yeah,
Australia
Australia.
tonight. So there's a lot to be had here. I think it's going to be pretty tough for Scotland to move through. But if they did, as of right now, they would play Mexico.
Which is
A decent matchup for the Scots. It could potentially set up a Scotland versus England
oh my God, that would
round
be so
16
funny.
match. Yes, it would be. Brazil, they right now would have to play Japan first game, and then the winner of Ivory Coast and Norway.
That's a tough,
Absolutely tough gauntlet for the Brazilians and Scotland. I'll focus on this. Do you think Brazil, with this path, has a realistic shot to get to the quarters?
I don't know because it all depends on what we really got to see is how Norway does against France.
I
tomorrow.
agree.
Because if Norway comes out and just balls, I could totally see them going to the quarters. But Ivory Coast has looked extremely good as well. They almost beat Germany, and Brazil is not like looked exactly.
They've had their
great.
moments offensively, and they really know how to park the bus and
Yeah.
take advantage of the
But, like-
counterattack. But they've been doing this against, no offense to Scotland, I mean,
But yeah,
lesser
Scotland's- yeah.
quality opponents. They struggled against Morocco.
Yeah, I know. And Morocco, I think, is a good team, but like you're Brazil. You're the sixth team in the world. You
Yeah.
got to go out there and dominate. And then who was the other team in their group?
They absolutely smashed Haiti.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I
It was
mean,
yeah. But
yeah.
like still, like I don't know. It'll be very
Japan, Ivory Coast, and Norway are all better quality than Scotland.
yes.
So
I think Japan is. I think potentially Norway is.
yeah,
Ivory Coast toss up.
toss up.
So
Yeah, so that'll be interesting to see. Mexico absolutely capped off a beautiful group stage with 9 points and a 3-0 win over Czechia. Absolutely wonderful to get to see Ochoa get in goal for his final appearance at the international stage. It was a game that honestly was played very well by Czechia. They were fighting to get in to the knockout stages. Mexico, nothing statistically to play for. However, Mexico
they don't lose at home.
they don't lose at home. And I'll tell you what, it was an absolutely electric atmosphere in the Azteca. They were not going to lose. Yeah. But the game of the night was South Africa beating South Korea 1-0.
Believe
South Korea had 68% of the possession. South Africa did have more expected goals and more shots. It was a game that I thought the South Koreans kind of looked like they were playing for a draw and looked stagnant. Yeah. What did you take away from this one? What would you take away from these two teams moving forward, as they're both kind of presumed to qualify? South Korea, as of right now, playing Egypt in the first round. The winner would play presumably the United States. South Africa got a draw with Canada, Netherlands, and Morocco. I've seen people say that South Korea meant to lose this game 1-0 to get on that draw instead of the draw with Netherlands, Morocco, and Canada. What do you take away from all this?
I could see that, but like that's such a gamble too. I mean, if we go back, I know they're the top team.
Yeah, so in the third place standings as of right now, they are fifth. So not safe completely, but in decent position.
Say Senegal wins and they win by somehow 3. So their goal differential is even.
Knocks them out.
I mean, Belgium could easily win tomorrow. And same with Cape Verde. They do not play a good Saudi team.
So all of a sudden, you're sitting in 8th.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't know.
And that's if no one else.
I know. Past them has anything. So, like, it is, I guess you can sort of say, yes, they did that. But, like, they looked awful. They did look like they were playing for the draw. I don't know why you wouldn't just play to win in general. But that's what they did. So, it'll be very interesting to see. I don't know, because if they come out like that again, it's going to be very, very poor.
Yes, it is. And then today on match day 14, our first game, the Ivory Coast versus Curacao. Pepe goals in the 7th and 64th minute. Yes, a game mostly possession-wise and expected goal-wise dominated by the Ivory Coast. But, man, Curacao really gave me the best shot, especially at the end. Got more shots up on goal, 4 more specifically. Their run at the World Cup has come to an end. But as you said, this Ivory Coast team has looked very impressive.
Yes, they have. And I do think I'd be a little more impressed if they at least had drawn Germany. I mean, they're still a good team, but if you drew Germany and they would have been way higher off my radar. But I want to talk about Ecuador. I mean, I don't know if.
Oh, yeah. So Ecuador beat Germany today 2-1.
They
qualify for the knockout stage. Absolutely electric for Ecuador.
So, I mean, they're the second place team or third?
They are the third place team.
But they just have. Yeah. But, I mean,
they're in with 4 points.
Yeah. I can't believe they ended up beating Germany. I'm assuming Germany didn't play anybody.
They rested a couple of players, but I mean, it was still.
I thought they would draw. That was kind of like my.
It's like an A- team.
Yeah, that was my gut, is that it would draw and they would probably be eliminated. The fact they won though was absolutely insane. The coach running up to his family after jumping up in the bleachers, that was awesome. So it's gonna be interesting because I do not think Ecuador really looked that good.
I don't think they've looked good this entire time.
No, we'll see.
One out of their ass today. They get presumably the 3 Lions in the first game. It should be a quick and easy exit.
You would think
for Ecuador. You would think.
Yeah.
Japan and Sweden at halftime right now 0-0. Netherlands absolutely thrashing Tunisia. Yes, only 2-0.
But they scored those 2 goals very quickly.
However, if you go to FootMob and look at the momentum right now, I have never seen it this off the charts. It's been an absolute domination. They've already got 21 touches in the opposition box. Brian Bowie gets back on the score sheet for the Dutch. Tunisia obviously just does not have anything. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens in this Japanese-Sweden game in the second half. What do you take away from Group F? I think the Dutch have by and far established themselves as the best team and are a very real threat for the quarters. However, I wouldn't sleep on Japan. Not so bullish on Sweden, though.
Yeah. I think this is one of the better groups in this group stage because Japan is, I think Netherlands are really good. Right under them is Japan. Sweden's whatever, but Sweden possibly could qualify. So it's very interesting. I mean, I I think Japan's going to be a tough out, and Netherlands. We can see both of these teams go pretty far in this tournament, depending on who they draw. So, and the fact that Japan tied the Netherlands is honestly kind of crazy with the Netherlands' size that they have and
Yes.
how short the Japanese are in comparison. So, that's a complete win because that shows Japan could defend on the corner and set plays in their box. So, it'd be interesting to see who Japan draws and see how far they can go.
I would like to mention that Tunisia currently has a -10 goal differential, which is embarrassing. Quick recap our picks for tonight. Huge matchup for Australia and Paraguay. If either one win, they're through. But if Australia gets the draw, they're also through. Paraguay has to get the win. Turkey is eliminated. The U.S. is first place. However, it'll be interesting to see what will come of this USA starting 11.
So I do know I saw something. I think they're resting anybody with a card.
Anybody with a card, yes. And I do expect Christian Pulisic to play and Matt Turner to play instead of Matt Wright. I don't think it should be too much of a drop off for Freeze. Yeah. I don't think it should be too much of a drop off in terms of quality for this U.S. team. I expect them to go out and win it.
I do too. I think it's a win or a draw. I mean, I think they should go out trying to win it because obviously you want to carry that momentum into the second round.
And you get that with some of these more role players getting on the pitch. They will want to win this game. Yeah.
Because you'll see all these guys who are, say, your starters like Balogun, Pulisic, when they score, they're going to go absolutely ballistic. I mean, like, if they're able to win this game too, we're going to go nuts. So, and our second tier team has done pretty well in general whenever we go and like play these
friendlies. Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, I expect them to win, but it'll be a pretty good game because we'll see if Turkey can actually like find the net.
This is going to be an absolute thriller, and actually probably the one I'm going to have my eyes on.
Oh, this will be too.
Paraguay versus Australia. It's such a kind of they've honestly kind of played very similarly. At least Paraguay did against Turkey.
You just have to wipe out
who's going to defend better, who's going to play offense. I have way more faith in the Australians in this one. I think it is absolutely gorgeously priced on Vegas right now.
It's like plus 120 or something?
No, it's plus 360 for Australia to win, plus 140 for Paraguay to win, plus 125 for a draw. I would absolutely suggest anyone to play Australia tonight.
I'll do Australia / the draw.
Yeah, I think, well, plus half a goal is minus 190. So it's a big price difference. But what do you think about Australia and Paraguay?
I think it's the fact that if it is like that, the fact that Australia is not closer to being the favorite, because I mean they went out. Obviously, they both beat Turkey. I would say Australia looked much better against the U.S. than Paraguay did, and Paraguay did get the goal or whatever, but also Australia only let up 2. I think this Australia team is. I think they just have looked better.
I do too. I think they've been better quality.
So, and I think they both obviously want to go and qualify, but I think Australia really wants to qualify because they just lost to the Americans, which apparently they like hate us.
Yeah, apparently that's a beef I wasn't aware of.
I think it's more swimming beef, but it's beef nonetheless. So I think they're going to want to get back in that win column, and I think Australia, I'm taking them at plus whatever they're at.
Oh, 100%. I mean, World Cup picks for tomorrow. Apparently this is all we were provided. And I guess I should have maybe read his text. I don't know if
he probably did.
Anyways, we do have picks for the producer for these first games for tomorrow. Me and Luke will give our picks for Saturday. France, Norway. Look, Erling Haaland hat trick. Point simple blank. Give me 3-2 Norway. The producer also sees 3-2 Norway. How do you see it?
I am not picking France. Norway.
I forbid it over Norway.
No. Norway is going to win. We're going to row the boats. It's going to be a high-scoring game, I think, because I do not think Norway is going to really be able to play any defense. So I think Erling Haaland, his threat is going to kind of get some other guys open to score, and obviously he's going to score. So I really hope Norway wins 4-3. I really hope Norway wins in general, but give me Norway.
Senegal versus Iraq. I think Senegal have actually been a decently quality side throughout this entire tournament.
They just have gotten
They've been really 2 tough draws. I think they get it right here, and they'd have to put up some numbers to qualify. as a third place team. I don't think they'll do so. I think it have it 2-0. Michael has a 2-1. Luke, you also have a 2-1.
Yeah, I think they have to score what? Is that to be 3-0 for them to qualify?
So they are currently at a -3 goal differential.
So they would essentially have to get the 3.
They got to get 3
and have.
Really, I mean, it would be worth a play here to play the Senegal -2.5, -3.5.
Yeah.
They are going to try to score a lot of goals.
Yeah, and we've seen their wings. They're extremely quick, and they have been able to pressure into the box. They just haven't been able to. You've been going against France, then you win against Norway. I mean, it's going to be interesting. Iraq is so bad, so Senegal obviously is going to be able to score, but we'll see. I think Senegal wins 2-1, but I don't know. We'll see.
Tomorrow we have first Saudi Arabia versus Cape Verde. It is Cape Verde sitting at 2 points, tied effectively with Uruguay in second. Saudi Arabia in first. Anybody can literally come
Win this group
and win this group. Technically, other than Saudi Arabia, I think Cape Verde finishes second in this group. I have them getting a 1-0 victory over the Saudis. Michael has it 2-0. You also have it 2-0 for Cape Verde.
Yes, the Saudis have just looked. I don't think they've looked very good. The Uruguay looked very poor in that first game. So I do think that 1-0 is way more likely, but I do think they'll end up winning this game and qualifying. And who knows? Maybe we'll get a draw and they'll win the group, which would be awesome. But I just don't see that happening.
In order for Cape Verde to win the group,
they have to draw.
Spain would have to, I believe, lose because of the goal differential. Because they absolutely smacked Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
Uruguay against Spain. Yeah, I think that shockingly we are a day away from Uruguay not making it through to the next round. I've got it 3-1 Spain. Michael has it 4-0. You also got it 3-1.
Yeah, I think the Spain strikers we saw last game kind of came into form, and I just don't think this Uruguay team has looked very good in the matches I've watched them play in, and I just think it's going to be a dominant showing by the Spaniards.
Moving on to our late window on Friday night, we have Egypt versus Iran. I have this 3-1 Egypt. I think Iran has been a decent side offensively, but not very much so defensively. And Egypt really came into form against that game against New Zealand. So I have it 3-1 Egypt. Michael has it 2-1. You have it as a low scoring affair.
Yeah, I think this whole group has just been super low scoring, super tight. I just think it's 1-0. I think they end up.
It's technically anyone's group. Yeah. Egypt sit at 4 points with a +2 goal differential, so New Zealand cannot win the group, but they can qualify.
Mm-hmm.
Iran and Belgium both tied at 2 points.
Yeah, and I think Egypt's going to win. I would love to see New Zealand beat Belgium, so Belgium wouldn't qualify. I think that would be absolutely elite. But I've got Egypt winning 1-0. This Iran has looked solid. I mean, you tied Belgium. Belgium's a good team. They haven't looked in this tournament, but they're a good team, and I just think this is a super tight contest.
Yes, I would love for New Zealand to win. I almost picked them, but I do have it 2-1 Belgium. They have to qualify. I think it's a must. Michael has it 3-1 Belgium. You have it as a draw.
Yeah, I think the draw continues, and I think Belgium literally draws again. So I think this Belgium team has looked extremely poor this whole tournament. Who got sent off too? Some guy got sent off last game.
Yes.
He was one of their better players, right?
They did have a man be sent off against Iran. It was. Oh yeah, Nathan Nagoy. So it's gonna be a big miss in the center back. Yeah.
So yeah, I think that might come into effect, and that's why New Zealand will get their goal. Belgium will get their get back goal, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
No graphics for these, unfortunately. But we have first Croatia versus Ghana. The standings on this group. England on 4 points. Ghana also on 4 points. They could technically win the group. Croatia on 3 points and Panama on none. Now, this is a Croatia team that I thought looked very poor against the Panama squad. However, I do think they will do enough to defeat Ghana. Give it 1-0 Croatia. Let's go Modric late in the game for an absolute shocker to send Croatia through to the next round. How do you see it?
I'm going to go with the draw, 1-1 draw. I think Ghana plays enough defense.
That would get both teams through effectively.
Yeah. And they play good enough defense to where they're both going to be able to Panama is going to be able to just kind of sit back, play that lockdown defense. I think it'll be 1-1 because I think Croatia will break through eventually, but I got it ending in the draw.
Finally, to end Group L, we have England versus Panama. I think England are super pissed after the game against Ghana. I have 2 goals for Harry Kane. I have it 5-0 England.
Yeah, I'm going to go a little on the more conservative side. I'm going to go 3-0. I think England's kind of mad. I think they'll end up pulling people once they get up 3, so they won't really run the score up much more. So I think England wins in a dominant 3-0.
Group K, 6:30 kickoff on the Central Time. We have
This is for the group.
Yes, Colombia versus Portugal. The group stays at Colombia leading at 6 points, Portugal on 4, DR Congo on 1, Uzbekistan at no points and effectively and actually eliminated. Effectively on goal differential unless they win like 8-0. So Colombia versus Portugal. I think this one's pretty cut and dry. I've got Portugal winning this one 3-1. I think they're the better side, and they really came into form against Uzbekistan, which had a really good get-right game for Portugal. And Ronaldo, how do you see it?
I see it 2-1 Portugal. I think the Colombian fans who have absolutely shown out in this tournament will kind of be a little bit of a factor with the noise, with the crowd. So I got it 2-1 Portugal. I do think they're the better team.
Finally, to end the group, DR Congo with a win can move on, and I say they do against Uzbekistan. I have it 2-1 for the Congo. How do you see it?
I'm going to go 1-0 for the Congo. I don't think Uzbekistan is very good, so I think they're going to get a goal, and they're just going to be able to move on.
Group J, as we finalize our knockout participants, is a decently tight group. 6 points for Argentina. They have won the group. Austria at 3 points with a no goal differential. Algeria, -2 goal differential at 3 points. Jordan sitting on no points and have been eliminated. I'm going to go Austria 2-1 over Algeria. They will finish second and effectively eliminate Algeria. How do you see it?
Yeah, I'm going to go Austria 3-2. I think it's a little more high scoring, and they will end up qualifying because Austria has looked pretty good.
They have. Argentina has yet to give up a goal at this World Cup. I actually think they do it against Jordan. I think Jordan gets their World Cup goal. I've got it 3-1 for Argentina.
Yeah, I've got 2. I'll go 3-1 as well. I think they win by 2, but it's going to be interesting to see how much Messi plays, how much all their guys play, since they are an aging squad. So I think it'll be a very light victory, but it will be a victory.
Let's recap or end our episode with hot and not, as we do every weekday ender. Wow, Japan almost just scored absolute class in the box. Telemundo is my hot. Me and my family watched the Mexico game on Telemundo last night. Just for a little shake-up and things because Fox was being glitchy. Let me tell you, I want to watch every game on Telemundo now. Couldn't understand. Okay, I wouldn't say a lick. I understood like 25% of what they were saying. Nonetheless, the energy from these commentators is tenfold what we get. And yes, seeing Mexico score on Telemundo, the goal I counted was, I believe, 2 separate 18-second holds of goal. Absolutely impressive. Hats off to Telemundo. My nine is Ella Langley. She is performing in Auburn, and I was on the pre-sale list to never got an email, which is my first beef. 2 people that got emails and got in some on the pre-sale didn't even secure tickets. It was kind of all just a shit show. Ella Langley's, I guess, team did not handle this very well, so Ella Langley is my nut, unfortunately. What's your hot nut?
Tunisia scored, by the way.
Oh, that's absolutely crucial in some gambling aspects.
My hot is going to be Yaxel. Got drafted to the Warriors. Completely like him and Draymond Green have been going kind of at it on like jokingly on social media about like Michigan State rivalry, and also he said he was a Kyrie Irving fan and literally goes, "I used to hate Steph Curry." So I thought it was he needs to be PR trained nonetheless, but I thought that was pretty funny. And then I'm actually going to change it from GTA because I kind of forgot about this. Terrion Arnold. I don't know if you saw. Yeah. This completely just escaped my mind. Kidnapping charges. Oh, is it 4 times? And then also, what was the other one?
I just saw
maybe breaking and entering.
Suicide vest, man. He's on suicide watch. Yeah, it's tough. That's what I'm saying.
I think he's going to get life.
Yeah.
So I mean, the whole story was someone broke into his Airbnb, stole a bunch of stuff that he owns. Police didn't find anybody. He went and tried to find the people responsible and kidnapped these guys, and then I guess rookie move, let them go. So I don't like honestly, if you're gonna kidnap someone, you don't let them go. You just kill them and be over with it. So that's just kind of my standing. But he let him go. They went right to the police, and he got arrested. There was like four of them. Apparently, they were FaceTiming him, and he was like, so like tell like kind of like interrogating him. He wasn't even there. I don't think. I think he just had like some goon do it.
That's insane. Well,
So roll tide.
that'll do it for episode 72 of Swiss Army Sports. Until Tuesday, when we're back from Vegas, we'll break down the weekend's action. Have a good evening.
You're going to Vegas?
Yeah.